Maddie the Mucky Pup. In a town where it rained all day long and all night, lived a puppy named Maddie who took great delight in getting all messy and mucky and foul, though each night she'd sit still for a wash and a towel. Hannah, her owner so tidy and clean, always dressed nicely, not a speck could be seen. But Maddie, oh Maddie, she loved to explore in puddles and dirt that she'd traipse through the door. One wet, drizzly day, as the wind howled and screamed, Maddie guzzled her breakfast of smelly sardines. Hannah thought she was safe, and sat down to a book, but Maddie wants walkies, and gave Hannah her look. They set out in the storm, walking through all the puddles. Hannah tried to stay clean, but got wet doggy cuddles. Maddie yanked Hannah through thistles and dirt. Hannah's sweater was sodden, and she'd ruined her shirt. They ran through the farm, headed straight for the pigsties. Maddie hurtled right through and disturbed all the flies. She splashed through the trough and raced through the muck, dragging Hannah through filth. She was having no luck. Next up was the cowshed. Oh my, what a smell! By now poor old Hannah was not feeling well. But Maddie delighted in all of the stench. She set off at full speed, giving Hannah a wrench. Down through the river, where slimy toads croaked, Hannah held on, her clothes getting soaked. Maddie won't stop, and she barked out with glee. She hopped over bushes and straight through a tree. They met a skunk family whose smells were quite foul. Maddie, excited, let out a great howl. Hannah pulled her away before trouble could brew, but Maddie was intrigued by this stinky crew. The skunks let rip gas that made Hannah's eyes water. The parents smelt bad, but worse was their daughter. Maddie thought all this incredibly fun. She ran on her way now, the damage was done. Out of the farm she leapt over the fence, cleared it in one bound, but Hannah was tense, for there on the fence post, the writing quite faint, was a sign that read, "Please don't touch the wet paint." Hannah's hair all askew, and her clothes wet and painted. She caught a whiff of dear Maddie, and then nearly fainted. As the day turned to evening, the sun almost down, at last Maddie slowed and headed for town. With leaves in her hair, Hannah gave a big sigh, but Maddie's joy sparkled, reaching up to the sky. They headed back home, the pair quite a sight, so covered in mud they gave neighbours a fright. Back in their yard they stopped for a rest. Hannah hugged Maddie, she was truly the best. Though covered in mess with slop from the ground, Maddie's love and her barks were quite the sweet sound. Sometimes it's okay to let loose and play, like Maddie and Hannah on a grey, rainy day. In this world of adventure, when mischief was done, Maddie the Mucky Pup showed how to have fun. The end. Mojo and the Talking Squirrel. In the heart of a magical forest, nestled among the towering mountains, lived Mojo the bear and his dearest friend, 5-year-old Princess Penelope. Mojo was a gentle giant with soft brown fur, and Penelope was a lively and adventurous princess. One sunny morning, as Penelope and Mojo were exploring the enchanting forest, Penelope noticed something unusual. High up in a tree, a fluffy squirrel was chattering away, but the words were not the usual squirrel sounds. The squirrel was talking. Intrigued by this magical discovery, Penelope said, "Mojo, did you hear that? The squirrel is talking." Mojo's eyes widened in amazement as he replied, "You're right, Penelope. This is extraordinary." Penelope, with her natural curiosity, decided to climb the tree to get closer to the talking squirrel. As she reached the tree's branches, the squirrel looked at her and said, "Hello there, I'm Squeaky, the talking squirrel. You're the first human who's ever heard me." Penelope smiled warmly and introduced herself. "I'm Princess Penelope, and this is my friend Mojo. It's an honor to meet you, Squeaky." Squeaky chatted with Penelope and Mojo about the forest, its secrets, and its many animal residents. He shared stories of the squirrel community and their tree-climbing adventures. Penelope was captivated by Squeaky's tales and invited him to join their exploration of the forest. Squeaky eagerly agreed, jumping from branch to branch to guide them through the treetops. As they ventured deeper into the forest, Squeaky showed them hidden nests, explained how to find the tastiest nuts, and even led them to a stunning waterfall where they refreshed themselves. Squeaky's lively personality and stories made the forest come alive in a new way for Penelope and Mojo. They marveled at the world of the treetops, the intricate squirrel highways, and the breathtaking views. As the day turned to evening, Penelope, Mojo, and Squeaky made their way back to their cozy homes in the mountains. Penelope knew she had made a new and special friend in Squeaky the talking squirrel. And so, in their magical forest, Mojo the bear and Princess Penelope continued to embrace the unexpected wonders of nature, knowing that friendship could be found in the most unlikely places, even high in the treetops with a chattering squirrel named Squeaky. The end. Zoe and the Zoo Rangers, the Enchanted Butterfly Garden. In a lively zoo where animals chatted, roared, and played all day long, lived a remarkable girl named Zoe. At the tender age of 10, Zoe had a magical talent. She could talk to the animals and teach them marvelous tricks. One sunny morning, as Zoe was busy training the parrots to sing a cheerful tune, she noticed a curious glint in the eyes of Ada, a clever young tiger cub, and one of her best friends among the zoo rangers. "Zoe," Ada purred, "I've heard whispers from the other animals about a hidden garden in the zoo, one filled with magical butterflies. Do you think it's real?" Zoe's eyes sparkled with intrigue. "A hidden garden with magical butterflies? That sounds incredible, Ada. Let's go and see if it's real." With hearts full of curiosity and wonder, Zoe and Ada embarked on their adventure. They followed the whispers and rumors from the other animals, venturing deeper into the zoo's lush landscape. As they journeyed further, they discovered a hidden path that led them to a secluded garden. It was a place of enchantment, where vibrant flowers bloomed in every color imaginable. But what truly captivated their hearts were the butterflies. The garden was filled with butterflies, each more stunning than the last. Their wings sparkled like jewels, and they danced through the air in a mesmerizing ballet. These were no ordinary butterflies. They were truly magical. Zoe and Ada approached the garden with hushed excitement. The butterflies landed on their outstretched hands, their delicate wings brushing their skin like a soft caress. It was a moment of pure enchantment. But the true magic of the garden revealed itself when Zoe and Ada began to talk to the butterflies. The butterflies listened with their iridescent eyes and whispered secrets of nature. They spoke of the importance of harmony, the beauty of the world, and the significance of every living thing. As Zoe and Ada spent more time in the garden, they realized that the butterflies were wise guardians of the natural world. They nurtured the plants, ensured that these flowers bloomed, and watched over all the animals in the zoo. Zoe couldn't help but feel grateful for the butterflies' presence. Thank you, magical butterflies, for taking care of our zoo and teaching us about the wonders of nature." Ada purred contentedly as the butterflies continued to share their wisdom. "We're truly fortunate to have discovered this enchanted garden." The garden's magic had woven a profound bond between the humans and the animals. Together they watched the butterflies' graceful dance, a symbol of the beauty and harmony of life. As they left the enchanted garden and returned to the zoo, Zoe and Ada felt a renewed sense of appreciation for the world around them. They knew that the magic of the butterflies would always remind them of the beauty and wonder of nature. And so, in this vibrant zoo, where animals and humans cherished their bonds of friendship, Zoe's days were filled with enchanting adventures and valuable lessons, just like the day they discovered the enchanted butterfly garden and the wisdom of the magical butterflies. The end. Birdie's Snowy Day. One crisp winter morning, in a cozy house with a view of a snowy wonderland, lived Birdie, a playful and mischievous golden retriever. Birdie's family included Olivia, a 4-year-old with a heart full of wonder, and Claire, her 2-year-old giggly sister. The family had been eagerly awaiting the season's first snowfall, and today was the day. Birdie woke up to a world covered in a thick blanket of white. Her tail wagged with delight as she bounded outside, barking happily at the falling snowflakes. Olivia and Claire soon joined her, dressed in their warmest winter gear. "Let's build a snowman," Olivia exclaimed, her eyes shining with excitement. Birdie was all in, and they got to work. The snow was just perfect for packing into snowballs, and soon they had a trio of cheerful snowmen standing tall in the yard. Birdie's mischievous spirit took over as she tried to give one of the snowmen a wet, cold nose with a playful boop. Olivia and Claire giggled at Birdie's antics and added sticks for arms and stones for eyes. The snowmen were quite the sight to behold. With their snowmen proudly standing guard, Birdie, Olivia, and Claire ventured further into the winter wonderland. They discovered a gentle slope that was perfect for sledding. Olivia and Claire hopped on their sleds, and Birdie, with a joyful bark, joined in. They raced down the hill, their laughter echoing through the snowy landscape. Birdie's fur was covered in snow, and she looked like a fluffy snowball herself. At the bottom of the hill, they decided to have a snowball fight. Snowballs flew through the air, and Birdie leaped and caught them with her mouth, her tail wagging furiously. She loved every moment of this snowy adventure. As the day went on, they took a break and built a snow fort. Birdie eagerly helped dig a tunnel through the snowbanks, and they had a cozy hideaway to warm up in. They sipped on cups of hot cocoa and enjoyed the winter magic all around them. The sun began to set, and the sky turned into a canvas of warm colours. Birdie, Olivia, and Claire headed back home, their cheeks rosy and their hearts full of joy on a snowy day. Inside their cozy house, they gathered around the fireplace, warming up and reliving their snowy adventures. Birdie snuggled with Olivia and Claire, feeling the love and contentment that only a snowy day could bring. As the stars twinkled in the night sky, Birdie knew that this snowy day had been a day of laughter, love, and pure delight. The magic of winter had brought the family even closer together. And so, Birdie's snowy day became a cherished memory, a reminder that with family and a playful spirit, even the coldest days could be the warmest of all. The end. Benny the Tidy Teddy. Once upon a time, in a cosy little house, there lived a teddy bear named Benny. Benny had a favourite chair, a comfy, squishy seat that was just perfect for cuddling. One sunny morning, Benny looked around and had a brilliant idea. "I want to collect things," he exclaimed. So off he went, wobbling through the house with his little teddy bear paws. First, Benny spotted a shiny red apple on the kitchen table. "This will be a fantastic addition to my collection," he thought. Clutching the apple tightly, he toddled back to his favourite chair. But Benny's collecting adventure had just begun. In the living room, he found a colourful book with pictures of jungle animals. "Roar! This book will make my collection even more exciting," Benny giggled, hugging the book as he returned to his chair. Next, Benny noticed a sock peeking out from under the couch. "A sock! How wonderful!" he declared, adding it to his growing collection. His furry little paws worked diligently as he arranged the items around his chair. Benny's collection continued to grow as he discovered a shiny spoon, a bouncy ball, and even a crayon. Each item held a special place in his heart and around his beloved chair. After a while, Benny looked around at his bustling collection. Suddenly, he realized something important. "Oh no, there's so much stuff around," he thought. "I should tidy up to help my family." With determination in his button eyes, Benny began to gather his treasures. He neatly placed the apple back in the fruit bowl, returned the book to the shelf, and paired the sock with its mate, and organized the rest of his collection. As Benny tidied up, he felt a warm sense of accomplishment. His favorite chair now stood in a tidy space, and the house looked much neater. Benny knew he had done something wonderful for his family. From that day forward, Benny learned that collecting was fun, but helping was even better. He still had his favorite chair, but now it was surrounded by love and order. And so, in the little house, Benny the teddy bear continued to enjoy the coziness of his chair, knowing that a tidy home made for happy hearts. The end. Zoe and the Zoo Rangers, the Missing Panda Puzzle. In a lively zoo where animals chatted, roared, and played, lived a remarkable girl named Zoe. At the age of 10, Zoe had a magical talent. She could talk to the animals and teach them marvelous tricks. One sunny morning, as Zoe was busy training the parrots to perform an acrobatic display, she noticed something unusual. The panda exhibit was empty, and there was no sign of the pandas anywhere. Worry crept into Zoe's heart as she approached the empty exhibit. Where could the pandas be? She wondered. Just then, Isambard, a brave lion cub and one of her best friends among the zoo rangers, approached her. He had a determined look in his eyes. "Zoe, the pandas are missing," Isambard growled. "We need to find them and help them return safely." Zoe nodded in agreement. "You're right, Isambard. Let's gather the other animals and work together to solve this mystery." Zoe and Isambard rallied the zoo animals to help search for the missing pandas. The giraffes used their long necks to scan the horizon. The monkeys climbed the trees for a better view, and the zebras galloped around, keeping a watchful eye. As the animals scoured the zoo, they noticed a trail of bamboo leaves scattered on the ground. Zoe followed the trail, and Isambard and the other animals eagerly followed her. The trail led them to the heart of the zoo, where they discovered a closed door they had never seen before. The door was locked and had no handle. It seemed to lead to an underground tunnel. Isambard scratched his head with his paw. I wonder if the pandas went through this door, but how can we open it? Just then, the parrots, who had overheard the conversation, flew down and started to mimic the sounds of the door. They copied the clicks and clacks, and the door magically unlocked and swung open. The zoo animals cheered in amazement and gratitude for the parrot's clever mimicry. Zoe, Isambard, and the others ventured into the underground tunnel, not knowing what they might find. The tunnel led them to a secret chamber, filled with ancient scrolls and paintings of the pandas. It appeared that the pandas had been the guardians of this hidden chamber for generations. In the center of the chamber was Hedy, Zoe's playful panda zoo ranger, who beckoned to them. It was Hedy who had left the trail of bamboo leaves for the rangers to find and follow. Through the arch they found the missing pandas, May and Ping, who had been studying the ancient wisdom passed down through the scrolls. The pandas looked surprised but relieved to see Zoe and the other animals. May, the elder panda, explained, "We were drawn to this chamber by our ancestors' teachings. They have entrusted us with the knowledge of the pandas and the importance of preserving our natural habitat." The animals listened with fascination as May and Ping shared the wisdom they had gained. It was a reminder of the bond between humans and animals and the importance of protecting the world they all shared. As they left the secret chamber and returned to the zoo, Zoe, Isambard, and the other animals felt a renewed sense of wonder and gratitude. They knew that the pandas had a special role to play in preserving the environment. And so, in this vibrant zoo where animals and humans cherished their bonds of friendship, Zoe's days were filled with enchanting adventures and valuable lessons. The missing panda puzzle had taught them the importance of protecting the natural world, and they were ready to take on the responsibility with open hearts and open minds. The end. Birdie's Music Festival. In a lively neighborhood with houses nestled close together lived Birdie, a playful and mischievous golden retriever. Birdie's friends in the neighborhood adored her cheerful spirit, and they always found joy in her playful antics. One sunny morning, as Birdie chased her tail in the backyard, her pals Lady the Labrador, Bernie the Bernese mountain dog, Bella the beagle, and Max the Dalmatian gathered around. They had an exciting idea. "Let's organize a music festival for the neighborhood," exclaimed Olivia, a 4-year-old with a heart full of wonder, her eyes shining with excitement. The idea sent a chorus of barks and cheers through the group. Birdie's tail wagged the fastest, knowing this would be a fantastic adventure. The dogs quickly got to work, suggesting ideas and planning for the festival. They knew they needed music, food, and fun for everyone to enjoy. Birdie and Bernie wanted to be the main performers, barking songs they had been practicing for weeks. Bella and Max agreed to be the opening act, showcasing their synchronized dance moves. Lady, with her soft voice, was the perfect choice to be the festival's announcer. Olivia and Claire began to spread the word to their human neighbours. The excitement grew, and soon the whole neighbourhood was buzzing about the upcoming music festival. They gathered instruments, set up food stalls, and created colourful banners to decorate the area. On the day of the festival, the sun was shining brightly, and the air was filled with anticipation. The dogs and their human friends took their positions, ready to entertain the neighbourhood. As the music began, Birdie and Bernie barked their hearts out. Their voices filled the air, and they even got the crowd to sing along. Bella and Max danced gracefully, their twirls and jumps mesmerizing the audience. Lady, with her elegant demeanour, introduced each act with enthusiasm, keeping the crowd informed and engaged. Her gentle voice added a touch of charm to the event. The festival was a success, with the neighbourhood residents clapping, dancing, and enjoying the lively music. Families picnicked on the grass, children laughed, and everyone came together for a day of fun and friendship. As the sun set and the music festival came to an end, Birdie and her pals couldn't stop wagging their tails. They had created a magical day for the neighbourhood, filled with music and joy. Back at Birdie's house, the dogs and their human friends celebrated with a picnic of their own. They shared stories, laughter, and delicious treats, knowing that the music festival had brought them all closer together. As the stars twinkled in the night sky, Birdie knew that this day had been a harmonious symphony of friendship and fun. The neighbourhood music festival had been a celebration of love and togetherness, and it was a memory they would all cherish forever. And so, Birdie's music festival became a cherished memory, a reminder that with the spirit of unity, every day could be a joyful and harmonious festival of its own. The end. The Lion and the Wildebeest. The lion and the wildebeest went to roam in the heart of Africa that they called home. Through grassy plains where the sunbeams play, a tale of friendship began that day. Leo the lion with a fiery mane, Walter the wildebeest, quiet and tame. Side by side the savannah's delight, they ventured forth, their spirits light. "Hello there, Walter, fancy a chase?" Leo roared, as his eyes lit up his mischievous face. Walter paused, his eyes grew wide. "Can't we be friends?" he gently replied. And Leo relented, his heart full of cheer. "Best pals we'll be, no need to fear. Let's enjoy the grass and the sky so wide." The lion and the wildebeest, side by side. So off they went on their escapade, through the grassy plains in the evening shade, hide and seek, laughing far and near, friendship blooming, oh so dear. Through the twilight they danced, the moon shone bright, Leo and Walter, an unlikely sight, a lion and a wildebeest, hand in paw, discovering friendship's gentle awe. But as night wore on, strange sounds they'd hear. In the shadows whispers reached their ear, a rustle in the grass, a breeze's soft tease, Leo and Walter on edge with unease. Leo stood tall. "Fear not, my friend, through the unknown we'll boldly wend, a lion and a wildebeest, brave and true. facing the mysteries, just me and you. Through the moonlit savannah, their courage in tow, Leo and Walter faced the unknown's glow. In Leo's eyes, stars of the African sky, while Walter's calm caught the moon's soft sigh. A rustle, a creature with wings took flight, an owl in the moon's soft silvery light. Leo and Walter, wide-eyed in awe, united by friendship beyond each flaw. The owl said, "Fear not, my friends, for I am wise. In Africa's heart where dreams arise, you lion and a wildebeest, an unlikely pair, are bound by friendship beyond compare." As dawn approached, the sky pink and grand, Leo and Walter strolled across the land. Through laughter and courage, in the savannah's vast sprawl, the lion and the wildebeest as friends stood tall. The end.
Birdie's superhero cape. In a cozy house with a white picket fence, Birdie, the playful and mischievous golden retriever, lived with her best friends, Olivia and Claire. One sunny morning, as the trio played in the backyard, something magical happened. Olivia, a 4-year-old with a heart full of imagination, unfolded a vibrant piece of fabric. "Look, Birdie, it's a superhero cape!" she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Claire, her 2-year-old giggly sister, clapped her hands in joy. With a swish and a swoosh, Olivia fastened the cape around Birdie's neck. In an instant, Birdie transformed from an ordinary pup into a superhero. She wagged her tail with newfound superhero confidence. "Today we're going on superhero missions," Olivia declared, her imagination soaring. Birdie barked in agreement, ready for any adventure that awaited them. Olivia and Claire, dressed as mini superheroes, led the way. Their first mission was to rescue Bella the beagle from the evil clutches of a mischievous squirrel. With Birdie as the fearless leader, they tiptoed through the backyard, stealthy and swift. The squirrel chattered away, unaware of the superhero trio closing in. Suddenly, with a burst of energy, Birdie leapt into action, barking heroically. The squirrel, startled, scampered away. Bella the beagle, freed from her captivity, wagged her tail in gratitude. The superhero trio had triumphed. Their next mission took them to the kingdom of the backyard, where a dragon, aka the garden hose, was threatening to flood the land. Birdie, Olivia and Claire, armed with their superhero powers, valiantly turned off the hose and saved the kingdom from watery disaster. As the day unfolded, Birdie's superhero cape fluttered in the breeze as she soared through countless missions. They rescued toys from the jaws of doom, defended the sandbox from an army of ants, and even tamed the mighty swing set, turning it into a gentle, swaying ship. With each heroic act, Birdie's tail wagged proudly, and the laughter of Olivia and Claire echoed through the backyard. Every ordinary moment became extraordinary in the world of superhero play. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the superhero trio gathered on the porch, tired but triumphant. Birdie, still wearing her superhero cape, looked at Olivia and Claire with a twinkle in her eye. It had been a day filled with daring deeds and endless joy. Back inside their cozy house, Olivia gently removed Birdie's superhero cape. The day's adventures might be over, but the memories would last forever. Birdie, Olivia and Claire drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the next heroic escapade. And so Birdie's superhero cape became a cherished memory, a reminder that with a bit of imagination, every day could be filled with superhero magic and the boundless joy of friendship. The end.